You've been trying so hard to hold yourself together, and nobody really knows. Not the people you smile around, not the people you text, not even the people who say they love you. Because every day you wake up and pretend you're okay. You answer messages, you go to work, you laugh when you're supposed to laugh. You say, "I'm fine," when your soul feels tired beyond words. But tonight, I want you to stop pretending for a moment. Because I know how exhausted you really are. I saw the night you stared at the ceiling, unable to sleep because your mind would not stop racing. I saw the tears you wiped away quickly because you didn't want anyone asking questions. I saw the pressure you carry every day while trying to remain strong for everyone else. And I know something you've been too afraid to admit. You're tired. Not just physically, emotionally tired, mentally tired, spiritually tired. You are exhausted from carrying invisible pain while pretending everything is normal. And the hardest part is, most people around you have no idea how heavy your heart has become. You smile while silently breaking. You comfort others while secretly wishing someone would comfort you. You keep showing up for people even when you barely have enough strength to keep yourself standing. And sometimes, late at night, you wonder how much longer you can keep doing this. But listen to me carefully tonight. You are not weak because you are tired. You are tired because you have been strong for too long. There were battles you fought silently. Battles nobody applauded. Battles nobody noticed. Battles that drained your spirit little by little. You carried disappointments you never talked about. You survived heartbreaks that changed the way you trust people. You endured stress that kept building inside your chest until even resting no longer felt peaceful. And while everybody else kept moving normally, you were quietly trying to survive emotionally. I know. I saw all of it. I saw the moments when you sat in your car for a few extra minutes because you needed time before facing the world again. I saw the nights when your thoughts became so loud that silence itself started hurting. I saw you scrolling endlessly, searching for something that could finally calm the heaviness inside you. And I know there were moments you felt completely alone. Moments where it seemed like nobody truly understood the war happening inside your mind. But I understood. I was there every single time your heart broke quietly. Every time anxiety wrapped itself around your chest. Every time you whispered silent prayers you thought nobody heard. I heard them all. Even the prayers you could not finish because you were too emotionally drained. Even the tears you never let fall completely. Even the exhaustion hidden behind your smile. And tonight, I need you to understand something deeply. Your exhaustion did not make me leave you. Your brokenness did not scare me away. Your emotional pain did not make me love you less. Some of you listening right now feel guilty for being tired. You think you should be stronger. You think you should have healed by now. You think you should already know what to do with your life. But you've been carrying more than most people realize. You've been carrying fear, uncertainty, loneliness, pressure, disappointment, regret, overthinking, and all of it slowly exhausted your soul. But there's something deeper I need you to realize tonight. The reason you feel so emotionally drained is because you were never meant to carry all of this alone. You kept trying to hold together a heart that desperately needed rest. You kept carrying responsibilities while ignoring your own emotional wounds. You kept pouring into others while your own spirit slowly became empty. And eventually, you reached a point where even simple things started feeling heavy. You began waking up tired. Smiling became exhausting. Thinking became exhausting. Even hoping started feeling exhausting. And sometimes you wondered if something was wrong with you. But hear me clearly. You are not broken beyond repair. You are simply exhausted from surviving too much for too long. There are people listening right now who have been carrying hidden sadness for years. Nobody sees it because you learned how to function while hurting. You learned how to hide emotional pain behind productivity, behind humor, behind routine, behind fake strength. But deep down, there's a part of you that feels incredibly tired. Tired of overthinking, tired of carrying emotional weight alone, tired of trying to keep everyone else happy, tired of feeling emotionally unseen, and maybe the hardest truth of all, you're tired of pretending you're okay when you're not. Tonight, I want you to stop running from your exhaustion. Stop hiding it. Stop judging yourself for it, because exhaustion is not failure. Sometimes exhaustion is proof that you survived seasons that should have destroyed you. You survived heartbreak. You survived disappointment. You survived nights where your own thoughts felt unbearable. You survived emotional battles nobody even knew you were fighting. And yes, you became tired in the process. But you are still here, still breathing, still hoping, still listening. And that means your story is not over. I know there were moments when you almost gave up emotionally. Moments where you felt completely numb. Moments where life no longer felt exciting. Moments where you questioned whether things would ever truly get better. And sometimes, you became so emotionally overwhelmed that even explaining your feelings felt impossible. You just felt heavy. Heavy in your chest, heavy in your thoughts, heavy in your soul. But I never stopped watching over you. Even during the nights you felt abandoned. Even during the mornings you woke up anxious. Even during the silent breakdowns nobody knows about. I was there, and this is what most people never realize. The strongest people are often the most exhausted because they carry pain silently. They keep loving while hurting. They keep helping while breaking. They keep showing up while emotionally collapsing inside. Maybe that's where you are tonight. Maybe you've reached a point where your soul is quietly begging for peace. Maybe you miss the version of yourself that used to feel alive. Maybe you're tired of fighting battles that never seem to end. Maybe you're tired of being strong for everybody else. Then listen carefully. You do not have to earn rest. You do not have to prove your worth through exhaustion. You do not have to carry every burden alone just to feel valuable. I never asked you to destroy yourself trying to hold everything together. And tonight, I want you to breathe again, slowly, without pressure, without pretending, without trying to fix your entire life all at once. Because healing often begins the moment you stop hiding how tired you really are. Some wounds are invisible. Some exhaustion cannot be solved with sleep. Some pain lives deep inside the heart. And I know your exhaustion is not only physical. You're tired because your heart has been carrying too much fear, too much disappointment, too much emotional loneliness. But I understand. I understand the pressure you feel when life doesn't look the way you hoped it would. I understand the sadness you carry after being disappointed again and again. I understand the emotional exhaustion that comes from constantly trying to keep going when your spirit feels weak. And I need you to hear this deeply tonight. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to slow down. You are allowed to admit that you're hurting. You are allowed to stop pretending to be invincible, because even the strongest hearts need healing. There are nights when you replay conversations in your mind over and over again. Nights when regret keeps you awake. Nights when anxiety whispers terrible things about your future. Nights when loneliness feels louder than anything else. And during those moments, you start believing you are forgotten. But you are not forgotten. I have never once looked away from your pain. Not once. I was there when your heart shattered silently. I was there when disappointment changed the way you trust people. I was there when exhaustion made even getting out of bed feel difficult. And I stayed, even when you pushed everyone away. Even when you stopped praying the way you used to. Even when you questioned your purpose. Even when you became emotionally numb. I stayed. Because my love for you is not based on how emotionally strong you appear. I loved you in your exhaustion. I loved you in your confusion. I loved you during the nights you cried alone. And I still love you now, There is a reason this message found you tonight. Because your soul has been carrying too much weight silently. And deep inside, you needed someone to finally say, "I see how tired you are." Not criticize you, not pressure you, not demand more from you. Just see you, understand you, comfort you, and maybe nobody around you fully understands the depth of your exhaustion. Maybe people only see the version of you that keeps functioning. But I see the hidden version, the one who cries quietly, the one who feels emotionally overwhelmed, the one who keeps trying to stay hopeful while secretly feeling tired of everything. And I want you to know something tonight. You do not need to carry shame for being exhausted. Your exhaustion is revealing the places inside you that need healing. The places where you've been carrying pressure alone. The places where fear has been controlling your thoughts. The places where disappointment hardened your heart. And tonight, I want to begin healing those places. Not instantly, not forcefully, but gently. Like light entering a dark room slowly. I know you are tired of rushing. Tired of trying to fix yourself overnight. Tired of pretending healing is easy. Real healing takes time. Real healing happens in layers. And right now, I am teaching your soul how to breathe again, how to rest again, how to feel safe again, how to hope again. Some of you listening have become emotionally numb because pain stayed too long. You stopped expecting good things. You stopped trusting peace. You stopped believing people would stay. And part of you became emotionally distant just to protect yourself. But I need you to understand something. Your heart was not created to live in survival mode forever. You were not created to constantly carry anxiety. You were not created to live under endless emotional pressure. And you were not created to suffer silently forever. There is healing coming. Maybe not as quickly as you want. Maybe not in the way you expected. But healing is coming. Peace is coming. Rest is coming. Clarity is coming. Right now you are carrying memories that still hurt. Words people said, things people did, disappointments you never fully recovered from, and every unresolved pain added more emotional weight to your soul. But tonight, I want you to stop punishing yourself for struggling. You have been through more emotionally than most people know, and despite everything, you kept going. That matters. Real strength is surviving while hurting. Real strength is continuing after disappointment. Real strength is waking up again even when your heart feels heavy. And you have done that more times than you realize. But there's something deeper I want you to understand. Your exhaustion has made you believe you are falling apart. But what if part of you is actually being rebuilt? What if the pain revealed truths you ignored for years? What if the exhaustion is teaching you that you cannot keep abandoning your own emotional needs? What if this season is slowly teaching you how to stop carrying everything alone? Maybe you spent so much time surviving that you forgot how to truly live. Maybe you became so focused on pleasing others that you ignored your own wounded heart. Maybe you became emotionally tired because you kept giving love while secretly feeling empty yourself. But tonight I want you to stop and hear me clearly. You matter too. Your heart matters. Your emotional well-being matters. Your healing matters. And you are not selfish for needing rest. I know there are moments when you feel disconnected from everyone. Moments where even being around people still feels lonely. Moments where you wish somebody could look into your soul and finally understand what you cannot explain. Because I know your hidden battles. I know the fears you never say out loud. I know the emotional exhaustion hidden behind your smile. And I know the version of you that still hopes healing is possible. Hold on to that hope. Do not let exhaustion convince you that your life will always feel this heavy. This season is not forever. Your current emotional pain is not the final chapter of your story. And even though your heart feels tired tonight, there is still purpose inside you. One day, you will breathe without this heaviness again. One day, you will wake up without carrying this same emotional pressure. One day, you will feel peace returning slowly to your soul. You survived the season that tried to destroy you. Not because you were never weak, but because even in your exhaustion, I never stopped holding you together. Tonight, I want you to release something. Not all at once. Just slowly. Release the pressure to have everything figured out. Release the pressure to always appear strong. Release the shame of being emotionally tired. Some of you have not truly rested in years. Your body sleeps, but your mind keeps fighting. Your thoughts keep racing. Your fears keep speaking. Your heart keeps carrying unresolved pain. But tonight, I want you to let this truth settle into your heart. You are safe with me, safe enough to stop pretending, safe enough to admit you are tired, safe enough to let your heart breathe again. You do not need to prove your worth through suffering. You do not need to earn love through exhaustion. You do not need to destroy yourself trying to carry impossible emotional weight. I never wanted you to suffer silently forever. Because the moment you finally feel understood, something inside you begins softening. The moment you realize you are not alone, hope slowly returns. And the moment you stop hiding your exhaustion from yourself, your healing journey truly begins. So tonight, rest. Not perfectly, not forcefully, just breathe slowly. And let your tired soul finally hear this truth. You are deeply loved, even exhausted, even overwhelmed, even emotionally drained, even during the nights you feel broken. You are still loved. The fact that you are exhausted does not mean you are failing. Sometimes exhaustion simply means you have been carrying pain silently for too long. But now, you do not have to carry it alone anymore. Because I am here. I was here in your darkest nights. I was here in your hidden tears. I was here during your emotional breakdowns, step by step, day by day, breath by breath. So tonight, stop calling yourself weak, and I will still be here while you heal. You survived things that emotionally changed you forever. Stop calling yourself lazy. You've been fighting invisible battles. Stop believing nobody understands, because I understand every hidden wound inside your heart, and I have not abandoned you. Not then, not now, not ever. There is still light ahead, still peace ahead, still healing ahead, and one day you will look back at this painful season and realize the exhaustion was not the end of you. It was the beginning of your healing. If this message reached your heart tonight, if you've been silently carrying emotional exhaustion for too long, then type Amen in the comments. And remember this, someone else may be hurting quietly tonight too. So share this message with the person who needs to hear that they are not alone, because healing begins the moment someone finally feels understood. But your exhaustion is hiding something even deeper. Those nights you cried silently, those moments you almost broke emotionally. You thought nobody saw them, but I did. And in the next message, I'm going to reveal why your hidden tears were never ignored. Episode 2. God saw the tears you hid from everyone.